Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. 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 Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Hello guys, welcome to the post-match live. Wow, that was a tough effort. It was a tough effort, but we got there. We got there at the end of the day. Nigeria won, Libya 0. Full-time score from Uyo. Nigeria won, Libya 0. Not the best performance, definitely not. But you know, we get the W at the end of the day. Very quickly before I get into my thoughts on the game, let me just hail you guys. Let me know where you're tuning in from so that I can greet you. Let me know where you're tuning in from, guys. Lots of people are already complaining. I said, let me greet you first now before we start complaining. Watching from Indianapolis, Emmy Fresh, thank you for joining. Elonin is in Los Angeles, California. Mike from the UK, thank you. Bobby Kena is in Vancouver, BC. Thank you. A tough win, frustrating win, but yes, let us talk about it. As always, so I'll start by talking about every player. I'll talk about the team in general, and then of course I'll give you guys an opportunity to call in and to share your thoughts. Stanley Nwabali in goal, kept a clean sheet, but in all honesty, I don't think today was Nwabali's finest day. Had a few shaky moments coming off his line, and just maybe putting our hearts in our mouth a little bit. At the end of the day, he didn't have a single save to make in the game because Libya did not really pose a threat. But I just felt like the one or two shaky moments from him are unlike him. But still, I wouldn't knock him for his performance today overall. In defense, I thought the defenders were quite good today. They didn't have too much to do in terms of proper threats coming from the Libyan side. I felt like Bruno Yemechi was doing quite well down that left-hand flank. He was getting forward often, won a lot of his duels. Most of his crosses didn't connect, but he was the one that was actually making an effort to put the ball into the box to try to create goal-scoring opportunities for us. So I'll give him some credits. There. Calvin Bassey and William Troost-Ekong in the center of the defense felt like they did okay. Bassey had 2 tackles to make, not too much to do. William Troost-Ekong made 1 tackle. They both made 2 clearances. Not the busiest day for them, but overall, I'll give them some credit. I think they put in a decent performance. Olaino on the right side, not as involved in the play as Bruno Emechi on the opposite flank. Didn't really have too much to do today. I think one of the reasons is maybe because the forward on his side doesn't help in defense as much as possible, so it limits how far he can bomb forward, or maybe it's just the decision of the coach and wants him to focus a bit more on his defensive duties. But nevertheless, it wasn't a bad performance from Olaino. He just wasn't as involved as possible, and of course, like I said, we didn't really have too much to do defensively. Going into the midfield, we had Frank Onyeka. Onyeka wasn't terrible, but also wasn't great today. Sometimes he lost possession when you feel like he shouldn't be losing possession, just letting the ball roll under his feet. Wasn't winning as many duels as you would expect, given the fact that he's Frank the Tank. But still a decent performance. Wilfred Ndidi beside him, I thought Ndidi did okay. He created 1 goal scoring chance for us, won most of his duels, made some interceptions, made a good tackle. I thought it was a decent performance from Wilfred Ndidi. And then going on to the forwards, we had Alex Iwobi playing as the number 10 in today's game. I thought Iwobi played a decent game. Some people are complaining about him, but I personally thought Iwobi played a decent game. I thought his pass for, was it a pass for Lookman or pass for Simon earlier in the game? I thought it was a very brilliant pass. He was a bit creative. He created only one chance, but I thought his passes were quite decent. The parts that you have to knock him for is his ability to finish, his ability to take chances. There was the one that he had where the ball came to his head and he just completely mistimed his jump, and unfortunately he headed over the bar. That one was a bad miss. I thought there was also the one that was knocked down to him. I can't remember exactly who knocked the ball down, and then he did like a scissors kick type of motion, and then he kicked it over the bar. So if you judge players simply based on, oh, did they finish when they had to finish, you will say, oh no, he had a bad game. But overall, I think Iwobi did well. Overall, I mean, you can agree or disagree with me. Overall, I think Iwobi did well. He just did not finish those chances, which you can knock some points off for that. But I thought his play was good. I thought he passed the ball well. I thought he moved the ball forward well, and I thought he played well for the team. Going on to the wingers, we had Ademola Lookman on the left and Moses Simon on the right. Even though, to be fair, it was very interchangeable. They were switching flanks. They were posing a lot of threats. Most of our attacks were coming from the left side, but both wingers found a way to get involved in the game. I thought Moses Simon did well. Of course, Moses Simon eventually got the assist for the goal. So you'll give him some credit for that. Created two chances. One was the assist. I thought he, had a good game today. I was happy with Moses Simon. A few of his crosses were a bit, off the mark. He's not the biggest player, so he lost many duels in the game. But overall, I think Moses Simon found a very good way to get involved in the match, and he played well. Ademola Lookman on the other side, I think Lookman, is Lookman. He does what he does, creates opportunities for the team. 4 chances created in today's game, was successful in most of his passing, linking up the play, moving us forward, trying to be threatening. Ademola Lookman, I'll give him some credit. I think he was probably, the best player today. If I'm thinking of who I was most impressed with, I'll probably say Lookman was the best player today, followed by Moses Simon, followed by maybe Wilfred Ndidi, Bruno Oyemechi, and then Alex Iwobi. But yeah, I was impressed with Ademola Lookman as always today. I wish he had scored the goal, but unfortunately, the linesman had other thoughts. I'll get into that in a second. And then finally, in the starting 11, we had Victor Boniface. Of all the criticism that Boniface has been getting from a lot of people, I felt like today is the day that the criticism will finally be valid. Boniface was not involved in the game today. For the 74 minutes that he played, he barely got a touch on the ball. When he tried to dribble with it, he didn't succeed with any of his dribbles. He had 1 or 2 half chances where he got the ball in the box, and he just could not beat his man. Boniface is a dribbler. He likes to dribble. He likes to create chances for himself. But it wasn't happening for him today. And of course, Boniface is not that big threat in the box, rather in the air. So people don't always cross the ball for him to finish. Not his best game today. Maybe even his worst game today. So today, I think Boniface criticism is valid. But people have been a bit too harsh on him in the past. Unfortunately, it just didn't happen for him today. Even though in the press conference yesterday, Osneguavon promised us that if Boniface should start, Boniface will score. He didn't quite get his goal. I'm sure even personally he must be frustrated with the fact that he's not been able to score his first goal for Nigeria yet. But overall, I'll say, Boniface, hopefully he has better days ahead. It wasn't terrible, don't get me wrong. It just wasn't good, But yeah, that's that on Boniface. Speaking about the substitutes, Samuel Chukwueze came on for Frank Onyeka. Chukwueze actually had a decent game after coming on. Even though the opportunity he had to score himself, you would have hoped that he would be able to get more vim on the ball, get more power into his shot. It was a good opportunity. It's a chance that a top player should be scoring. I'll say that a top player should be scoring. But Chukwueze just couldn't do it. His pass for the disallowed goal was a beautiful pass. It was a beautiful pass. The linesman robbed Chukwueze of a beautiful assist. But Overall, I think Chukwueze had a good cameo after coming off the bench. I was impressed with the things that he was able to do in the 29 minutes that he played. Two shots on target, creating one very good chance for the team. In fact, one chance that should have been an assist. So I'll give him credit today. Moving on to the other subs, Awoni came on for Victor Boniface. Didn't really do too much while was on. Only 4 touches of the game out of the ball. So I cannot really rate his performance. He didn't have enough time to really get involved in the game. Raphael Onyedika came on for Wilfred Ndidi for 16 minutes. As always, Onyedika completes most of his passes, but didn't get too involved in the game as well in the short time that he was on. So I cannot talk too much about him. Shemi Ajayi came on in the 92nd minute, so obviously there's nothing to really say about his performance. And then finally, Fisayo Dele-Bashiru was the super sub today. Came off the bench for the last 16 minutes of the game, and was able to get us a goal, a much needed goal, to help us to be able to win this game. It was a good cross by Moses Simon, and then it was a very good but simple finish for Fisayo Dele-Bashiru, who was unmarked inside the area. Happy for him to get that goal. Second goal for Nigeria. Is it second or third? For Nigeria, he's somebody that is gradually making his presence felt more and more in the Super Eagles, showing us that he can be an influential player in the Super Eagles. And if he continues like this, it's only a matter of time before he becomes a guaranteed starter in the team. So congratulations to Fisayo Dele-Bashiru, congratulations to the Super Eagles. 1-0 victory, and of course we will take those 3 points to the bank. So that means that on the table we are still top of the table with 7 points after three games. Benin Republic are second with 6 points. They of course defeated Rwanda by 3-0 today. Rwanda in third with 2 points after 3 games, and Libya are rock bottom with 1 point after 3 games. We of course have the highest goal difference as well of +4. So good one for us. Those are my thoughts on each of the players. Let me now talk about, I'd say, the team performance or the game in general. How the game went from the Libya point of view was kind of how I expected it to go. If you watched my match preview, you would have heard me say it. Libya are a team that like to play football. They like to pass the ball around. They like to do their thing. They believe that they have some quality amongst their players. So they are not necessarily a team that just, wants to allow you come at them. When they get the ball, they want to try to do something with it. But of course, there's always that thing of when you're facing a better team. When you're facing a better team, it is hard for you to impose yourself as you want to. So in a lot of moments, they had to sit back, they had to soak up pressure, not because they don't want to play football, but because of the quality that Nigeria has, and they have to be careful about that. But overall, they play kind of how I expected to play. Like I said, Bruno was very involved in the game. Putting in a lot of crosses into the box. Many of them were getting cleared or the goalkeeper was claiming, but I thought it was good. Early in the first half, Iwobi had a nice ball over the top to Lookman that Lookman tried to cross. The goalkeeper claimed easily. We had another chance that William Troost-Ekong played over the bar. It was, I believe, a Lookman cross from a corner. I think it was Lookman, either Lookman or Simon that took the corner. The goalkeeper punched it. Onyeka took a shot from outside the box. Goalkeeper saved it, and it fell to William Troost-Ekong for like 6 yards away from goal. And unfortunately, Ekong just couldn't control it, and it was, taking over the bar. There was another time in the first half that Lookman played a nice 1-2 with Iwobi. Lookman tried to cut it back. The ball was just behind Iwobi, and then there was no one that was coming into the box. Again, this is part of the reason why I felt like Iwobi had a good game, because it was very involved in the play. It was very involved in creating these half chances that we're getting in the first half. There was also a moment where they nearly scored an own goal from a Simon cross that the keeper punched and he ricocheted off his teammates, narrowly missed the post. And then towards the end of the first half, Iwobi had a shot that was saved by the goalkeeper after a good cross by Bruno. I can see somebody is saying, oh, Bruno needs to work on his crosses. I mean, you can never stop working and stop improving, but overall, I felt like Bruno was good. His crosses a lot of them were into dangerous areas. Obviously, it's just not easy to get it exactly on the mark, but he did create some chances that our players just did not really take, or we just could not create a very good opportunity from them. In the second half, Bruno again was involved in the play. He had another good cross, the one that was to Iwobi. Iwobi just didn't get over the ball and didn't head it on target. Again, you cannot criticize Bruno's crossing for that. It just didn't happen. Again, there was the one that Iwobi skied, another Bruno cross, good cross from Bruno. He got headed down to Iwobi. Iwobi tried to do like a scissors kick type of motion, and then unfortunately the shot went over the bar. I mentioned the Chukwueze chance that he had. Felt like he should have scored it. Felt like his shot should have been more powerful. Probably should have placed it a lot better. It was a good opportunity in the box on his strong left foot, but unfortunately the goalkeeper saved. Then that brought us to the disallowed goal. Beautiful pass by Samuel Chukwueze. Give him full credit for that. It was a beautiful pass. Of course, you can say the defenders saw the flag and stopped playing, but I believe that Lookman would have scored that thing regardless. That was a clear goal. I don't know why the linesman was in such a hurry to raise his flag. I don't know what exactly he was thinking, because it was so onside. Like, it wasn't even one of those tight decisions that you can say, oh, you understand why the linesman got it wrong. It was so onside. And the linesman somehow raised his flag, and that caused the goal to be disallowed. Again, I don't know, man. I don't want to criticize African referees. I don't want to come here and say, oh, there was some kind of agenda. But it is quite embarrassing when that kind of goal gets disallowed, and we don't have VAR, sadly. But it is quite embarrassing when that kind of goal gets disallowed. Very, very clear goal, man. No reason for it not to stand. And then they've robbed Lookman of a goal. They've robbed Chukwueze of a fine assist. But thankfully for us, Moses Simon, of course, got on the ball again from the left-hand side, putting a good cross into the box. Dele-Bashiru was unmarked, and he got the goal in the 86th minute. Celebrated very calmly. I know that I'm happy that the players were not too excited, because they should be beating Libya by more than one goal. They should be beating Libya by more than one goal. So they were not too excited when they scored. It was like, finally, type thing. But at least they got the goal. We got the win. And then they gave, I think, was it 4 or 5 minutes of stoppage time? The reality of it is, for the number of injuries, especially that Libyan goalkeeper that just kept on going down and going down, for the number of fouls, for the cooling break that was taken, and the fact that we scored a goal and then celebrated for like a minute and a half, I do not understand how there were only 4 or 5 minutes of stoppage time. Easily, there should have been like 10 minutes of stoppage time. Again, African referees, I don't know what you guys are doing. I don't know what you guys are thinking. I don't know how it was only 4 minutes of stoppage time. But, I mean, Libya will be the ones that are angry about that. For us, it works in our favor, because we're able to not go under any late pressure and to win the game. But there definitely should have been like 10 minutes of stoppage time, in my opinion. I don't know what the ref was thinking there. I don't know how he was keeping track of the time. All in all, a hard-fought win. Not a win that excites me too much, because I feel like we cannot keep on having this issue of not being able to score against teams that we are so much, or we are supposed to be so much better than. We've seen it against Rwanda in the last game. We're seeing it again today. Thankfully, we scored 2 legitimate goals, I will say. But we need to be able to break these teams down easier. The coach needs to try to find the solution, so that we are not going into every one of these games against these teams that can't match up with us football-wise, but want to defend. We cannot keep on struggling against them. We cannot keep on struggling to find a goal. So the coach needs to find a solution there. But all in all, I'm happy that we got the 3 points. I'm happy that we can take it. We're still top of the table. If we win our next game, we are more or less, if we get 10 points, we beat Libya. Let's even imagine Benin Republic win against Rwanda again. They will be on 9 points. Rwanda will stay on 2 points. So we'll be more or less, well, not more or less, we would qualify if we win our next game. Let me see. If Rwanda happen to beat Benin, Rwanda will be on 5 points with 2 games left. So that would be the possibility of getting to 11. Benin would have 2 games left. So yes, if we win and Benin win, we would qualify. If we win and Rwanda win, we would need to go into the final 2 matches. But if we win, we put ourselves in an almost certain position to qualify for the tournament proper. So hopefully we can go and put in a better performance in Libya, and then get that W. Okay, enough of me talking. What do you guys have to say? Who was your eagle of the match? If you want to join and share your thoughts, please send a request so that I can bring you on. For the people that disagree with me on Iwobi's performance, come on, talk. Let's talk. Let me hear from you why you thought he had a bad game. For people that are complaining about Bruno, send a request. Let me hear from you of why you think Bruno did not do too well. For the people that are against Boniface, come on, let's hear your thoughts on Boniface. I always encourage people to not just be keyboard warriors. A lot of people can argue football over their keypad, but let's see your face, let's hear your voice, let's hear your thoughts on the game. Send a request now, guys. Okay. Ohio John says the issue is not the coach or the playing style. The issue is we don't have a creative midfielder that can unlock low block team. I'll disagree with that because we created decent chances that we just did not finish. So it's not a creative midfield option. It's a clinical nature option. Rather problem. I think we created decent half chances here and there. It will be played some good balls over the top. We just did not finish. Bruno played some good crosses into the box. We just did not take them. It's not a creative, I think Nigeria, we're always so quick to go into this. Oh, we need a creative midfielder. We need a creative midfielder. It wasn't a creative midfielder problem. We had decent opportunities. It wasn't a creative midfielder problem, in my own opinion, Sha. Delas 56 says Mola man of the match. Oakhart says Eagle of the match. Bashiru bomb of the match. Okay. Ola Cube says Boniface of Leverkusen as the player of the match. Interesting. Della says Moses was very good too. Muyi King says at this point Bashiru is more useful than Iwobi, except both will play together. That's a very interesting comment because I think it is. That's the thing about goals, man. You score a goal, everybody forgets about anything that happened in the game. You don't score a goal, everybody forgets about anything else that happened in the game. Dele-Bashiru did not do anything, really, when he came on. But he scored that goal. So all of a sudden, he should be starting ahead of Iwobi. Now, I'm not saying he's not a good player. I mean, he has the grace behind him. When he comes off the bench, he's performing. He has got 2 goals like that. He's doing... But for today's game now, there's nothing that shows you that, Dele-Bashiru should be starting ahead of Iwobi. He just happened to score the goal. It was in the right spot at the right time, inside the box, unmarked for whatever reason. Simon found him with a good cross. He finished. If you want to say, he finished and Iwobi did not finish his own chances, fair enough. They were not the same kind of chance, but fair enough. But I don't think that there was enough seen in today's game to just say, whether Dele-Bashiru should be starting ahead of Alex Iwobi. I don't think it is as simplistic as that to just look at, this player scored, this player did not score, boom, make the change. Ohio John says no chances were created from the midfield or from the wing. That is false. Iwobi created a chance from the midfield. Chukwueze created a chance from the midfield. I know Chukwueze is a winger, but he created his chance from the center. It wasn't from the flank. So that's not quite accurate. Indeed, he created a chance. It wasn't from the flank. So yeah, I don't think your assessment there is accurate. Paul says Moses Simon is my man of the match, no doubt. Unfortunately, Ejuke did not play. Skajon says I really wanted to bring on the other dribbler we have here, but unfortunately, Ejuke did not play. Someone says this guy would give Iwobi the Ballon d'Or. No, I wouldn't give Iwobi the Ballon d'Or. But again, I just like to be. I don't just simply judge based on goals or assists. But yes, welcome, Tosin.
IoT.
Yes, how you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. Long time no see.
Yeah.
Always behind.
No,
Always behind the keeper. Today I decide to come online.
it's good. I like
Live.
seeing people's faces and hearing what they have to say. But yes, Nigeria won, Libya nil. What were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, very good game because at the end of the day, it's the W thing that is the most important thing. I think we need to improve on some aspect, and some players they need to do better. But it was a very good win. At the end of the day, it's 3 points here, and it's 3 points that counts in everything in a football match. Players like Iwobi. I think he needs to be scoring those chances. Player of his quality, he needs to bury those chances. Was too much. He has like 2, 3. At least he should be hitting the targets. That's the most we ask from him. You shouldn't be over the top, balloon the ball like that and all. And Boniface, I think time is running out. People are getting impatient with him. We know he has quality, but I think the pressure is getting to him too much. He sometimes tries to do too much and then end up doing too little. So I think that's just the problem. He's a good player, everybody, there's no doubt about it. I just think somebody needs to ease that pressure on him. Maybe if we had 1 or 2 penalty and then he scored. If you remember Osimhen, he had these patches before he starts to score. And people forget, they don't remember these things. I remember Osimhen's first goal was a penalty kick, if I'm not mistaken. So from there, he carried on and then he became the player we know him today. So I just think he needs that boost. Maybe it's a PK, a scrappy goal, something, just to ease the pressure. And then we'll see the best of Boniface. Maybe we try Awoniyi in the next game and see what he has to offer. I don't know, but the attacking force needs to do better because it seems like anytime there's no Osimhen, we have problem. And with that firepower I have up front, I think we should not be having that problem. I don't know. Maybe the team is built too much around him, and we don't tend to do anything meaningful when he's not around. Because for like almost 80 minutes and 87 minutes we scored. The painful thing for me though, I didn't see the goal. I was watching all the game throughout. When it was time to score, I don't know, my network I was using to watch. Just went off. When I came back, I saw one jar. So I've not even seen the goal. But I think it's a good game because we won. But we need to do better. That's just it.
All right.
I think we had a good game. Yeah.
All right. And who was your player of the match?
Yeah, player of the match for me, it's Moses Simon, because it was all those pick-ons and he was trying to create something. For me, he was the one really showing. I think sometimes Lookman was bully off, like they just bully out the ball. But Moses now, the strong man, he was always doing the dribbles and was strong and agile too. So for me, I think Moses was the player of the match for me.
All right. Thank you very much, Sosin. Thank you for joining and
All right.
sharing with
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Bye.
All right. You can remove yourself from your end, please.
All right.
Okay, let me just respond to the pinned comment very, very quickly before I bring on another person. The Ben Nike is asking if we have straight cardigan or sweater aside the hoodie. Yes, we do. As you can see, I'm wearing one right now. We have the Nigeria sweater, and we have more that you can check out on our website, eaglestrackershop.com. We don't only have hoodies, we definitely have sweatshirts as well. So just check out the website, eaglestrackershop.com. Thank you for your interest in our merch, the Ben Ike. And you guys, the rest of you guys can be like him as well. Support the brand, eaglestrackershop.com. Thank you. Okay. Della says, if Dele had started this game, we would have seen him move better than it would be. If wishes were horses, everyone would ride. That's an assumption, but I hear you, but that's an assumption. Moses Simon is a man of the match, but he really disturbed Lookman on that left wing position, says Michael Osa Empire. This guy made a comment. I invited him to come on. He's not coming on. But I don't know why certain people cannot disagree without making comments like this. He said, "Oh, IoT on the Wobby's payroll." The compromise is clear. Again, we disagree. We have a difference in opinion. No need to start accusing or implying just rubbish because I don't have the same opinion as yourself. Eh? We can debate like regular, well brought up human beings. No need to make statements like this. I invited you. You don't want to come and show your face and talk because you cannot debate football, but you can type in the comments. It's not nice, guys. It's not nice. That's John Awe, by the way. That's the person talking nonsense. But yes, let me bring somebody else on. Let me hear what he has to say. Oka says he won't be scared in front of goal. I don't know if scared is the word, but he definitely doesn't take chances like he should be taking. I will agree with you on that one. Hello,
Hi,
Jeff.
hey, how you doing,
I'm
man?
good. How are you?
I know fine though. This your Super Eagles. They all tire me. Oh.
Don't worry. The love that I have for the team is just too strong that I cannot stop watching and following them. But they definitely don't help. If you are old, I always say if you are like 60 plus, you probably should not be watching the Super Eagles because your heart it's not good for your heart. But Jeff, what do you think of today's game?
So the reason why I'm not disappointed, I was watching. I took a cue from Italy, France, Egypt. Who did Egypt play? Togo. You saw how difficult that game was. I was
No,
just laughing. I
I
was
think
like, man.
was it I think it's Algeria that played Togo.
Okay, Algeria played
Yeah.
Togo. You saw how difficult that game was. I was like, man, African football is another game entirely. That's the issue. I think players like Boniface, I'm not. I mean, Boniface is a good player anytime. So players like him that are still trying to get used to the disparity between European defenders and African defenders don't play with you. They don't care whether you're Lookman, whether you're Osimhen, whether you're AY. They're gonna come and they're gonna kick your leg off the feet. Whether you're even Eagle striker, they're gonna come there and break your legs if they have to break your legs. That's the difficulties our players are facing. There's a point you made. There are two things I think is troubling. One, we don't have VAR in our games. I foresee a situation where this can impact our World Cup qualifying games. It's going to be more difficult for us.
Sorry, please mute yourself. Please. There's some feedback from your end. Okay, go on. Yeah, Jeff.
It's going to be more difficult for us when teams are motivated to qualify for the World Cups and we only have two chances to take those games and we have a VAR issue. We need to address that. That's one. Number two, your point you mentioned, Ayo, that's why I came on. You said, I think our decision in the final third is a coaching decision. It's not the quality. We have the quality. Iwobi is a fantastic. Look at that pass Iwobi played that you mentioned. Oh my goodness. I looked at I said, who made that pass? That's what I just said. Who made that pass? And I saw it was Iwobi. Our decision in the final third in terms of so look at it this way. Go back and look at how Italy scored against France through Grithegi or whatever that guy name is. That decision, that kind of decision in the final third is what we need to implement as a will I say a footballing giant. Because all these teams in Africa don't play with us anymore. They know all our players, they know who their strengths are. Lookman was marked, they followed Lookman everywhere he went. And I think that at this point in time, when we play game, you can't just expect to cross the ball, head it, and score. No, they will mark you. They will mark you big time. So, I mean, it's going to be difficult as we play very, very technical teams. I hope we can still for the Nations Cup. I don't bother myself. I'm just looking at okay, what is the formation we're playing? How are we going to make sure that we win and qualify for the World Cup? That's my only. That's my worry right now. Nations Cup, I don't care about it. If you can come play those, that doesn't matter. So.
Mm. So, I mean, what are some of the positives that you think you've been able to pick up from today's game, though? Any positives?
Good point. Yes, a lot of positives. I think Ndidi tired out towards the tail end, but he combined effectively with the Brentford guy, Frank Oyenka at the time. Yes, they combined very well, and they could predict the next move of the opponent, which was quite impressive because they see how the interceptions is. For the whole game, Libya didn't play us, but they knew they could cause issues and cause troubles. And the only I would say you say positive, so let me focus on positives. I think alertness, Basi and Ekong was very alert. Keeper was on holiday. You know that already. Olaino was having Olaino is the guy that plays with tech, as according to you. He just have fun. He doesn't want to play because there's no stress to him. He's just chilling when he wants to chill because there's no pressure. So alertness, Ekong, Basi, very alert. Positives again, I would say Ndidi, Onyeka, of course. Will be always brilliant face in the final third with facing the goal. I would say those are my positives.
All right, and player of the match finally.
I know you're gonna ask that question. Honestly, AY, I don't have any player of the match. I don't know who's the player.
Somebody has to, whether we win or we lose, somebody has to get the award now. Who was your player of the match?
Who would I give that? Well, that's a very good question. Honestly, I think, that's a tight question for me. If I'm biased, I always give Basi man of the match anything because I'm a defender in my playing this, and I always look at him play. So if I'm biased, that's being biased 100%. I cannot give Fisayo Dele-Bashiru because if you see my first comments to your I was the first person that commented when you posted goalless draw in first halftime. I said, in business, you have to learn to take ownership of whatever you're doing. Our midfielders need to take ownership. If we don't have a midfielder that can take the ball by the hand and say, you know what, I'm going to go past these guys, I'm going to shoot and score, we will not win big, important games. Because it's easy to mark out our top lines. Osimhen, Boniface, Awoni, they can be marked out. We need a midfielder that can say, you know what, this game is by my hand. I'm going to take ownership of this game. I'm going to make changes. That's what I think we're missing in our games, you know. So,
all right, thank you very much, Jeff. Always nice to hear from you and hear your thoughts.
Always, brother. Always, brother. Take care, man.
Thank you. Okay, Busolo Okere, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you. My camera is a big thing now, but IoT, for me, I'm disappointed with what we played today. I'm very serious, despite what got the results. Tactically, I felt we're not in that game. Tactically, from the starting lineup, I knew there would be problem for us to score. And I don't know. The last time in New York, I was in New York for that game. And before the kickoff, I got informed that the players are saying they wanted to play the Fisayo style that they used to. They want to play it. And I felt, okay, fine. And I asked the Guagon, that was the first question at the presser, that it seems this is the Fisayo nature of formation you played. And he said, yes, the boys told him, they slept over it, he thought about it, they called themselves together and he said, okay, fine, if this is what you guys want to play, let's get it. Formation is just information to achieve a result. And I couldn't make it to you yesterday. I had to come back to the office to do other things. But tactically from the lineup, we were bad. I don't know why you played Oyeka and Iwobi in this game. I can't find a reason why those players started this game.
We didn't need 2 DMs in this game, is what you're saying.
We don't need 2 DMs in this game. Sincerely, there are some games you just sit down in your house and put your mindset. I'm just talking to the match analyst and he said, make a no bet for you. You understand? Hello. From the side, you are not the coach. But the last time we were together in Rio, which would have even loved me to be by I drew my formations and I was telling him this is what we are playing part time. This is what the bet will be. I'm not a coach yet, but I've gone through the process of coaching for some time as a journalist. As I'm talking to you, I'm playing my football manager right behind my camera to take my formations. So starting this game, Oyedika should have started. Oyedika will give us flair, will give us horizon of play on all sides. Because we are playing in front of our fans. It's not that the Libyans are so superb. And Boniface, to put his confidence, you have to start him. He would have just gone out to play 4-4-2 and create the wings. Do you understand? Create the wings, play Awoni. Awoni will drop the ball for Boniface. Boniface can switch. If you are playing Simon Mademola, Moses is not as good in the right side. He's better at the left side. And you want to play Ademola Lukman, who is better in the right side. At the time he was switching the two of them, it was not still working. So what we have played is that just play 4-4-2, play Chukwueze ahead of Moses, and play Lukman if you want to start it because you are coming from the angle of Ademola and his right columns. Wants to win the African Football of the Year, he needs more game, he needs action to play. So today, I think the defense, good, coordinated the likes of Kabibasi and the Ekong, Mwabali or not to be all through the game, but the midfield and the final third, they were not working together. Oyeka was playing more of the strength. It won't be one. I keep saying this. Even Sally and I are saying, come. Iwobi is not a natural win. He's not a natural 10. Yes, I'm reading some comment, but I'll get there. Now, Iwobi is not a natural 10. Iwobi is far better on the side. Even if Puam is not playing in the middle, he goes to the side. So we should know that Iwobi will not give us that good game. We want him to play in the middle. So he could have played, that's why I said, if he had played in the D and Oyedika is more flexible to play than Iwobi.
Say you want.
Badami, I
Madam, sir, how are you today?
Long time you see my face here, but I'm just saying, fine for me. 3 points is in their backyard in Benghazi on Tuesday. I know that for sure. But sincerely, journalists with this kind of sorry, my camera will be. So, but for going forward, we need to be very careful with what we play. Teams have bred the Super Eagles, and if you are not careful, they will override us in that middle at all. Immediately they take over from the middle, that's the end of the game for the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Busoro. Okay. Before I go to Babs Bami, Busoro, so who was your player of the match?
Player of the match, everybody has given Moses Simon. I think he should take the day. Despite their creating he did a lot of things working around, and I think he should just be Moses Simon for me.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
But I disagree with you. Moses Simon is not my own.
Okay.
But no problem.
You can go into your own. Don't worry.
Okay. Ewa, how are you today? How are you
doing?
But
Mr. Dodu says I'm an enemy of our football.
How are you today, Ewa? How are you?
No, wait. Let me tell you, Oga Dotun, I will say it here and I'm saying it again and again. The NFL actually took it upon themselves. There were things from the top.
Your voice is low, bro.
We can't hear you anymore.
Yeah, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Okay. Maybe go off and come back on. Babs Bami, you can go.
Okay. Ewa, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah. Okay, let me start. Today's match, I will say 70. But let me start from the defense line. Our defense line today, first half was holiday. The second half, maybe like 10 minutes to the end of the match, those defenders they were playing because the Libyans were sitting behind. But there are some things which I want to always say about our midfield. This match today, the coach Ogwavon played something which it was thinking about the way the Northern played, but the Libyans today were not able to do that thing. Ogwavon packed our midfield in the first half. He was thinking the Libyans are going to come out and they're going to play the normal Northern football, which is knocking to themselves in the midfield. But they were not able to do that because Ndidi and what is this guy?
Onyeka
were marking strongly. But the only thing that happened in that midfield today, he will be played because I will give him 60%. He will be played. But one thing he was lacking was that last pass. Maybe he was not looking up or something like that. I don't know. If you watch him very well today, there were some passes whereby he will be played in the front of an opponent, and the opponent was in his front, and to the opponent's leg. You understand? He was forcing the football. After the first half, I said, let's bring Bashiru. You understand? And I think the coach did that correctly. What we just flagged today is the Libyans played totally defensive game. They were like eight or five people at the back. So to penetrate them is not an easy thing. It's not an easy task to do. You understand? And if you watch all other African teams which have played this week, only South Africa and what is this country? Burkina Faso won like 4 goals. All other
Algeria won 5-1.
Algeria won 5-1. All other teams, watch. Zambia drew with Chad today in their land, in their stadium. Cameroon yesterday drew. I say Cameroon, Ghana drew. Not that African football is not is easy like that. Some of them have that physicality. When it comes to African football, you can't predict it. It's just for you as a team to do your part. We've played today and we have gotten the result. The statistic was 20-80. So I don't know what other Nigerians want. Maybe they want. We scored 2 goals. VAR will tell you that Moses goal was what is his
Lookman's
name?
goal.
Lookman's goal was a goal.
Yeah.
But just because African way of doing things, but we still need to improve on our things. Bonny, people are saying Bonny. Bonny's time is coming. It's coming. He's not a player that you can push aside. He has that skill in him. Watch the way he plays his football. If he holds that ball, before he's going to dribble one out of that 2. He has that skill. I was thinking maybe Ejuke is going to come in for the place they put. What is this guy's name? That guy that plays in AC Milan. I've forgotten his name. Samuel. I was thinking Ejuke was the one who's going to come in. But the coach made the substitution fine. He was there with them in camp. So for me, we've played and we've won today. So let's look at the next match. But I will say Lookman is my own man of the match. No, because the reason why I say that is the only cross Moses played, but the only cross that was direct to a player was that goal. All other crosses watched it very well. All other crosses was not particular to anybody. He was just playing it. And that goal was just the only one. So I will give it to Lookman.
But sometimes they say all you have to do is put the ball into a dangerous area.
You have to watch, not just put it in the box. See a player there. He saw Dele coming now. Now, if you see that goal, he saw Dele coming before he put it to his leg. I've done something to him before. While he was playing here in America, a friend of mine, I called him, Oga, play it to person. Most time, Moses do play, but he doesn't play to that man when he's playing for Nigeria. But in his club, he's going to the box to go and score. That is the difference between him and Nigeria. So for me, they've played today. So it's okay. They've won today. It's okay. 3 points is there. So it's okay.
And looking forward to the game on Tuesday, return leg, over there. Are you confident that we'll be able to get 3 points?
What is this big country? Traveling around African countries to play is not an easy task. You have to do your plan very well. I just hope our coaching crew and the management do something new. Maybe Dele not starting. If he starts, if he doesn't start, it's okay. But coming in, playing sometimes, push those strikers and the midfielders very fast. Is someone who has the space to play. So Dele, I will always say they should always start Dele. South Africa has won. South Africa 6-0 to Congo. South
Africa are killing them. But, yeah.
But
yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for bringing me down. Appreciate it. Enjoy your day, brother. Yeah.
You too. Ifeanyi, over to you.
Yes, sir. How are you doing, AY?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Can't complain. God is good, bro. First of all, I want to thank you so much for the efforts you put in bringing us contents like this and keeping us apprised with what is happening around the Nigerian football as it concerns football in Nigeria.
Thank you.
So kudos to you and your team, man. You guys are doing tremendous work there. Generally, that's a wonderful game. It's a great game. I can't knock the team for any negativity or something like that. Football has changed, bro. Football has really changed, and folks has to understand that when it comes to the Super Eagles, whenever Super Eagles start to play with any team in Africa, they raise their game 100%. They try to put in extra effort to thwart the plans of the team. But having said that, the team put out a very wonderful performance. For me, I think my player of the game will be Bruno Onyemaechi. I think we've gotten a permanent left back. Yes, I think we've gotten a permanent left back in Bruno Onyemaechi. His crosses were pinpoint. His deliveries were perfect. I couldn't see any fault with what he's very while he's prioritizing attack or helping the attack line, he also defensively minded. He's very technical. I have watched him. I've calm down and watch him. I don't know why he's still playing for Boa Vista in Portugal. But then, tactically, on the side of the coach, Augustine Guavon, he came into this game. I think he was thinking. I mean, the last guy that spoke, he really took the whole words out of my mouth. He spoke exactly how I would want to say things as I have seen the game pan out. So he had safety in his mind while also prioritizing the attack. That's why he brought in Onyeka and then Ndidi alongside, and then leaving Iwobi to roam around in front of the two pairs we have in Lukman and what's his name? The guy Leverkusen, um,
Boniface.
Boniface Victor. So I think Holland, I would say Bruno Imrich, my player of the game. That could be tricky, and I could also put Mosi Simon there. So all in all, that's a wonderful game for me.
Okay. And
Yeah.
looking forward to the return leg on Tuesday over there in Libya. How are you feeling? Do you think we can get another 3
Are
points?
we are we playing in Libya or are we playing somewhere else
Oh,
besides
yeah, the
Libya?
game is in Libya.
Oh, Benghazi. Okay. I'm optimistic. I'll say, for us getting the 1-0 victory will be a big morale booster going into that second leg. And I think they should go in, settle in as quickly as possible. It's very important because those North Africans could be very tricky. They could be very political when it comes to playing in their home soil. They will bring every available resources within their reach to make you very uncomfortable playing in their ground. That is one thing. And then another thing is, they should make sure they arrive on time, like I've said before. Put their plans together, focus solely on getting a result out of that place. So with that being said, I think they'll be fine. They'll be fine. I'm expecting maybe a slim victory. I was come towards a score draw. That's my prediction coming in for the next game.
All right. Thank you very much, Ifeanyi. Nice to hear from you.
Thank you for the
come on,
opportunity,
come
brother.
on more often so that we can hear and see your face
I will
more often.
try. I will try,
But
All the
thank you
best.
very much.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Okay, let me just go back to the comments very, very quickly. Let me go to the comments very quickly. We need VAR in African qualifiers. Honestly, we do. We do. But it is what it is right now. Let me see. Any team that defends when playing us, our players should focus more on positioning. Um, Labos says, or LA Boss says, Dele is positioning player. That's the only reason why he would keep scoring. He finds himself in the right place at the right time. It's definitely a skill. It's not just something that happens by luck. It's definitely a skill. Um, why RN Moyo says, I agree, Bruno, as the man of the match. Edu Jackman also says, that's what I've been saying. That is our man of the match. Bad Boy Sammy says, Jose Pesero dropped the ball on Bruno at the AFCON for real, not giving him a single minute. Olutade says, Libya will have no choice but to come out and try to win the match at home, and that will be their undoing. Yes, because they need points. If they want to qualify, they need points. So defending does them no favors. Vision City Hill says we will beat them at home because they can't play a low block. They have just a point in 3 games. Yep. Felix Barry says we need Iwobi, Dele, and Ndidi midfield. Lots of comments. I know more people want to come on, but this thing has stopped me from seeing the requests. Let's take a quick intermission. Let me just restart, and then the rest of you that want to share your thoughts will be able to send requests, and we'll go for maybe 30, 45 more minutes, and we'll call it a wrap for today's program. So just give me 1 minute to restart, and we'll be back at it. Don't go. Okay, we are back. We are back. Apologies for the breaking transmission there, but we are back for part 2 of the post-match live. Nigeria won, Libya nil. I know lots of people still wanted to call in and share their thoughts. So here's your chance. If you want to call in, send a request now. I would like to hear from as many people as possible within the next 30 odd minutes. So please send a request. Let me know your thoughts on the game, who your player of the match was, how you're feeling ahead of the next game on Tuesday. Kingsley Matthias says Libya's time wasting was diabolical. It was definitely really something. Hello, who is this? Okay, I was about to say we can't see your face, but yes.
Okay. Good evening,
Good evening. Where are you calling from?
Abuja.
Abuja. Okay, nice. So yes, Nigeria won, Libya nil. What did you think of the game?
Okay, my thoughts. I will start with the positive. Coaching a Nigeria team, especially with its indigenous coach, is always a lot of pressure. So Guavon on his own end was trying to be conservative and try as much as possible to deliver, but not to concede, especially with an African kind of football. If you go on, go down, it might be difficult to come back. So I will understand this formation. And another positive I will give to Guavon was that Moses and Lookman switching wings early in the game when he discovered that it was quite difficult for Lookman to cut through the wings, and which was our strength in our style of play. So game reading, I will give that to him. Another positive I probably would give to Guavon was the quick substitution. I've never, in a long time, I've not seen a Nigerian coach make substitution at the 58th minute of the game. Eguavon made his first substitution at 58 minutes of the game. So those are few positive that at least there's a game reading where you know things are not going as planned. Try as much as possible to have a plan B, plan C, and others. For other indigenous coaches, when they come with their plan A, if it's not working, everything is doomed for the day. So I will give that to Eguavon. I will start with generally for those calling out Iwobi, I would say outside Osimhen, for a long time, Iwobi has been one of our most consistent players. You can't take that from Iwobi. We'll call it Didi, but the injury has made him consistent in the national team. Iwobi is the most consistent player compared to Osimhen. And after Osimhen, you call Iwobi to be the next best Nigerian player. Today, didn't go as planned, but however, before in his first 30 game for the Super Eagles was fantastic and superb. That we are all calling him the coach, whatever, right? So we shouldn't just kick our players down because of a bad game. And moreover, he didn't have a bad game. But however, he's not the most creative midfielder. And it's an issue playing him in Nigeria as a midfield. Even in club level, currently he doesn't play as a midfielder. He plays as a winger midfielder. So our coach needs to look at that aspect. If he was creative, I don't think he will be the answer in terms of midfield. But however, Dele-Bashiru too is not the answer for me because his creativity is not just like the normal regular Nigerian midfielder that has a bit of tackling skills, not that precise pass that can unlock the defense anytime when things are difficult. So we still need to look. I don't know if it's probably our local league or scout somewhere else. It might be a lower league, but just get a creative player in terms of midfield. And holistically looking at the game, our challenge was that any low block team that faces the Super Eagles will find it difficult to break them down. We observed it in the last game, and it happens today. And the reason why I feel our midfielders have to do better is that, especially for the first half of the game, we dominated Libya. We dominated them. In terms of every statistics of the game, where I would not rate our midfielders is that take-ons. If you check the take-ons, our midfielders, it was just a normal service pass, normal regular passes, and balls into the final third, right? Good chances created. They were from the wingers and Riuchi. They were the ones doing the big chances created, take-ons, ball into the final third. For a low block team, you expect your midfielder to do much because it was a half field you were playing in the first half. The midfielders should have been able to do better take-ons, better final balls into the ball into the third half of the game, right? And take the chances. So that's where I have issues with the Super, but generally it's a good game. And for the return leg, I think we'll definitely going to beat them because they'll be playing on their own side. They will want to be more expressive, especially their style of game. They like to keep the ball. So if they're playing on their own side, they want to keep the ball, come out more, and definitely compete them. The kind of quality stuff players we have. Because that was why today was tough for the country of the block. But if they come out and beat them, I'll probably see a 4-5 goal difference in their return leg. Not even in 1-0 that we are seeing. But generally, I will give it to Eguavon, I will give it to the team. But we need to sort our midfield situation for a low block team because if we continue this way and with that, like I'm seeing that will run from boss to boss, take on people, we'll find it always difficult.
All right, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. Please remove yourself from your end just so I can bring more people on. I appreciate it. Okay. Who did I bring on first? I think I brought on Vision City Hills. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Good
hear you.
evening. Okay, fine. You see, it's Mr. Yeti, thank you very much for this opportunity. It is good you are one of the people that is bringing the Super Eagles back into where they are bringing back that passion and the vibes. About this game, I think the team played very well, very, 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 very well. But you see, the only problem I have, and I keep saying, at least for the last three times we've debated Super Eagles here, I still believe our coaches are not thinking enough. You see, you have to think with the materials you have on ground. You
Hmm.
want to play Boniface. You know Boniface is not a physical player. He's a very good player who likes to play on the feet. And we keep putting in those crosses. So it was just like we were just, we're just beating around the bush. We're just playing those crosses into nobody in particular. And everybody knows that what's the name? Iwobi is not really a great goal scorer like that. So whenever that ball comes, he just balloons it because he's not somebody who plays a whole lot of volley or something like that. We should have designed our tactics around something that would have suited Boniface. We created a whole lot of chances in that game, but we ourselves made it look difficult for us because we already know. You see, we already know that the Libyans are coming here to play a low block. They needed that point so that they can build on it when they get home. And you could see that with their tactics, the delaying tactics and everything. And they almost got through with it. You know, I I didn't mean Osimhen was available and you are playing those kind of crosses all well and good. I didn't mean you started Taiwo Awoniyi and you are playing all those kind of crosses all well and good. We keep putting that ball into the air, and at the end of the day, they were just wasted chances. These are tactical things that, how can I put it? So we need we need somebody who is more tactical to handle Super Eagles. We have a bunch of good players. Even most of them have not even played for Nigeria. But the situation is when they come here and you are not using them to the full potential, you are not bringing out that potential in them. At the end of the day, we keep having this kind of problems. Personally, the boys played very well, good energy. They show that, okay, fine, they are really, really committed. And I like the fact that we are actually winning these games and we are actually building a momentum. Because I won't lie to you, I really want us to go to the World Cup. And the only way we can do that is we should use these AFCON games to build the team, to create understanding within the team, so that by the time the World Cup qualifiers come back, because we need to win virtually every game in the World Cup qualifier to get to qualify. And at the same time, we should know that most of these African teams, as long as they are not playing North Africans, whenever they see Super Eagles, they will play low blocks. They will play low blocks. And when they play that low block, we need players, we need tactical intelligence to undo it. It is not that we should work around our players. Look at the how can I put it? Look at the attributes of the players we are playing. The problem we had today was just that we were putting the ball into the air for a Boniface who likes to play on the ground, and that was just it. So as far as that's just what I want to say. So
All
thank you,
right.
Mr. IoT.
Thank you very much for joining and sharing your thoughts. You made a good point, I think, about Boniface. And somebody said, "Oh, does it mean that we have to put the ball on for Boniface to tap in?" No, it doesn't necessarily mean that. That's not what he's trying to say. But at the end of the day, the reality of it is that players have different attributes. Players have different strengths. And if you don't play to a player's strength, sometimes the player can struggle. Is it an excuse? Are we saying give the player a pass? Not really. Even when I spoke before I started bringing people on, I said is that this was probably Boniface's worst game for the Super Eagles. But still, at the end of the day, if you don't give him what he wants, if you don't play to what he's good at, when he struggles, it should not surprise anybody, because at the end of the day, he can only do what he can do. But yes, thank you for that Vision City Hills. Please remove yourself from your end so that I can bring somebody else on. Over to you, Mr. Richie.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Where are you calling from? I don't think
Um,
I've seen you before.
yeah, I'm calling from Accra.
Accra. Okay, okay.
I watched the game. I watched the game though, but I didn't see much negativity in the game because Boniface did not actually get those passes. You see those killer passes that you can give to him so that I can those kind of passes that they normally give to him at Leverkusen. He doesn't get those kind of passes in the Super Eagles team. So I will not actually blame him too much. You understand? So because he's that kind of boss to boss attacker. So just giving the ball, he will do but he doesn't get those. Iwobi is not doing that that number 10 job properly there. So I will not blame him that much. So in the game, I did not see. To me, a win is a win. England lost their match yesterday or so now at home to Greece. If England had won that match 1-0, no, they will not even be complaining.
That match
We
paid me
won the
because
match.
that match paid me because I had some money on that game and England messed me up.
I know,
Go on.
but we won the match. That's just it. Because if you observe the match, the plan of the Libyans was that they want to delay the match. They just need just 1 point, and we keep coming out on them, and we got that goal. At least me, I don't see any too much negativity in the match. I will give it to them seriously. They really tried their best. They really did that. What if we played 0-0 draw? What me, I will not criticize them that much. That's just my take on it.
Okay, who was your player of the match?
My
Who
player
interested in us?
my player of the match was Simon. Moses Simon.
Simon.
Like that guy was he was everywhere. He was everywhere in the match.
Okay.
So I'll give him
And
the man of the match.
seeing how this game went, the result, everything. Looking forward to the next match on Tuesday. Now we're going to their own home to play against them. Are you confident that we'll be able to get 3 points there?
With the way they played today, but those guys, they are good actually, but just that they don't want to come out and play football. They just want that 1 point so that when they go home, they will try at least if they can win or they can still get another 1 point from us. That's just what they wanted. So you see, but well, if the coach can look deep into the team and that number 10 given to what was it called, Iwobi, I don't think he should be starting. I just think he should just wait. Sit down. That guy, that number 10 that scored the goal today should start at least. Just give him, yes, he should start at least. Well, everybody has played well, especially Simon. Seriously, that guy is very, very good.
All right. Thank you very much, Richie. Thank you for joining
Thank
and
you very
sharing your
much.
thoughts.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Please remove yourself from your end.
Okay,
All
sure.
right. Over to you, by Russo. Thank you for joining.
Hello, IAT. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yes, thank you.
First
of all, where are you coming from? Because I think you are a new face as well.
Yeah, first time. Lagos, Nigeria.
Lagos. Okay, nice. Thank you for joining. What are your thoughts on the game?
My thoughts on the game is a pretty good game, yeah. We dominated the game from the start to the end, mostly because the Libyan side had to defend the whole game. What I'll say is that I think we need to be quicker in our passing because the ball was moving slowly, and if you are coming up against a low block team, they are compact. So if you want to open them up, you need to be quicker with your passing so that they will not because it's easy to read slow passes than fast passes. If you see the chances that we had now, the passes were pretty quick. Like the one Lukman almost scored, that pass was a quick pass. They did not expect it. So we need to be quicker with our passes because we need to stretch them, open them, move them around so they can open up space. Then we'll find that pass and put the ball in the back of the net. Moses Simon was excellent today. Like when he switched lanes, when he moved to the other flank, he was taking on the defenders, and that's something our wingers need to do more. take on these defenders because they are sitting back. So we need to draw them out, take them on, open space, dribble them, and put in good balls, not just balls that will not threaten the defense. Put in dangerous balls. Put the ball low, put the ball high, put the ball mid. Most times the ball was just floating in the air. Very easy to read, very easy to anticipate. But if the balls are fast, low, like the one, they almost got an own goal where Moses Simon put the ball very quickly. It was like mid-level, he ricocheted and almost got into the back of the net. So, and I also suggest, like, I'm not a coach, and from what I've seen, if you're going to play Boniface, I think you need to put someone very close to him that can, interchange passes with him. Maybe you can use a 4-4-2 formation, that will work. Lookman and Boniface up top, because I've noticed that if you want the best of Lookman, put him very close to the goal. Put him very close to the goal because he's a good finisher. He's one of our best finishers. Him and Osimhen, very very good when he's in front of the goal. So you need to put him closer to goal. Boniface might not score, but if Lookman is closer to goal and they work together, you surely see something come out of it. And I have no problem with the lineup. The lineup was pretty good, although Iwobi could have done better. We always like to criticize Iwobi, but he played a good game. Finishing was not it, but his passes were pretty decent. Although we want more from Iwobi because he's playing the number 10, and he started up with that responsibility to create a lot of chances and to open up the defense, and that's something we also need in our midfield. Someone that can take the ball and drive with the ball. Take on one or two players. Someone that is so confident to draw them out and invite those tackles, invite the players to come out and find those passes, those pockets of spaces. Those things are very important in our game. And if we want to really win and win major trophies, we need to look at all these little things. We have a good squad depth. We should be able to play different systems. We have noticed Nigeria, when it's very easy to stop us now. Once they are coming out, you just play low block and they will find it very difficult to score. And also, I'll suggest that the midfielders too need to shoot from outside of the box. If you saw the game against Benin where we lost, the first goal that came, Onyedika shot the ball from outside of the box. So that's something that they need to also work on seriously. You need to take the shots, because when you take those shots from outside the box, you might not score, but definitely you should get a rebound if it's a good shot. And if you get a rebound, it can land anywhere. You understand? And you can easily get a tapping because the strikers are already in front of goal. So you need to take more shots. Starting Onyeka over Onyedika is not a problem for me because they played well. Onyeka did pretty well, did his usual thing, although he could have handled the ball better. But he did a decent job. And I also said, like, I feel like Onyedika needs to play forward, like more closer, to the goal, not like a DM. Onyedika is good as a DM, but like I think we can push him forward because he has that strike. I think he's the only midfielder I've seen right now in the Super Eagles setup, other than Dele-Bashiru, that can shoot from outside of the box and it's accurate. So that's my take on the game.
All right, thank you very much, Adbaro. So you made some good points there. Spoke very well. Thank you. I appreciate you for joining us today.
No problem.
All right. So we'll go from from a new caller to an Egbon, who is a regular on the program. Thank you, Mr. Adedotun.
Yeah,
Welcome.
actually, thank you for having me. Very good analysis by that young man that just left. Very, very good analysis, very articulate. But I came on to say this. Did they play well? Yes, they did. Could they have done better? Yes, I think they could have done better. And Paul saying Dele-Bashiru should start the next match against Rwanda. He started. What did he do? What did he do? What did he do? I will not come here to blame the players. I'll just say, though some of our players were heavy today, but all in all, they played well. I'm not a fan of, thank God we shall win. No. I'm a fan of, we need to do well where we're supposed to do well. I was not expecting us to struggle to beat Libya in New York. I was expecting to. And we're saying England lost yesterday. See, if are you going to compare your children with those that are failing? No. Then talk about those that won. Talk about those that won convincingly. Algeria beat Togo 5-1 yesterday, and Togo scored first. South Africa was leading as a 5-0 when I had. Why can't you compare ourselves with those that are doing well? Why should we say at least England lost? I think I won the World Cup since after they did 1966. And then Bush stopped doing that. See, IoT. You know my stand when it comes to our Indian coaches. I know the reason why. I'm not saying they are not good. They are good. But you know why I don't like them. I'm telling you that we don't have a sound coach. This first, come on. We don't have a. I'm not a fan of our indigenous coaches because of their agendas. I'm not a fan of our indigenous coaches. See, I wasn't expecting Coach Gavon to play attack-minded Oyeka along with Didi. Me too, I would have preferred Oyedika to start ahead of Oyeka. That's the only thing I see. I would have preferred that, and I wasn't expecting him to start with that 4-4-2. I thought we were going to do what he played last time, like that 3-5-2. But would I be blaming this guy Boniface? I think Boniface that we are putting this young man under a lot of pressure. We should stop putting him under pressure. And now we are going to please, the people allowing all these content creators in camp. See, they should treat. I've been saying it. Super Eagles is the pinnacle of football.
Content creator.
People should please treat Super Eagles with respect. I watched other teams yesterday. I was just look at all other camps. Come and see the people respecting the camps. You won't see now. They have now turned Super Eagles to go and see that. Lucas. Now they are turned Super Eagles to Oyibo Market. Our camp. Because what I told that can just go there. And now people that not have any journalism training, just go there. Then maybe they will just go to Chukwudi to go and buy those clothes. Look at the way they were dressing. I knew when Malaysia Alvaro Yusuf was a journalist, I saw Alvaro and Co. They will not expose their bodies. And I will say it here. All those girls you are seeing, all those girls that go to the camp, man, they are going there for marketing. They are not even content creators. They are just going there. You see me now. Then the camp commandant, Mr. Pachipaska, when he was playing, he knew how the camp was then. I want to say that we're not doing the home. Then they were sneaking girls to the camp. He knows what to do. Send this guy, send all the Richie, leave me alone. Send all these guys out of the camp. They should respect that camp. Also it's us. See all those girls. I saw one. In fact, I saw one. I thought she was going to nightclub. What's wrong with these people? Let them be
But we are doing a post-match analysis. We are not talking about what has happened in the camp in the last week. Let's
I already spoke about that thing, but let me just say that.
Sherry,
Okay,
let us just leave it at
no
that. Let
problem.
us move forward so
Let's
that
not
people,
focus on that. But
yeah, people won't
let
think
us
we are just coming for
yeah.
people. So please, let's just move
Okay.
forward.
But
No,
we hear your point. We understand where you're coming from. But yeah. All right. Thank you, Mr. TCC, welcome. Thank you for joining.
yeah, good afternoon, good morning, good evening to everyone, wherever you are listening to us. My 2 cents about the match is not much. Number one, we underestimated the Libyans. We never expected them to come out with a low block like that. We were thinking the Libyans would be an easy ride for us to crush, and it never worked that way. Secondly, we have the personnels, but our personnel were not rightly used today. That is just it. They were not rightly used today. Number one, Boniface is not the type of striker you want to allow him stay in the box. If you look at in the first half, both Simon and Lukman and everybody, they were getting to the other end of the field. And with Bruno too, making some crossings into the box. But there was nobody in the box. Sometimes they will lift up their head, and when Boniface is not in the box, so he's very just close by to them to get the pass from them. So all these things, and we have one style is give the ball to the winger, let the winger make the cross, land in the box, and let that be a finisher in the box. I think that's one of the places we had a little bit. And Dele-Bashiru, don't let us expect much from this guy. He has good positioning, and he has his final ball is so good that it's better than Iwobi in his final ball. But we can never take it away from Iwobi. Yeah, Iwobi has been in that national team for a while. He's the most highest cap player in the Nigerian Super Eagles today with over 85 caps, if I'm right. He's the most highest cap player. So he has been in the game. But Iwobi had some good chances in the first half. He was in some good places in the first half. He just lacked that finishing touches, in which Dele-Bashiru has that. Let us stick to the same formation. Maybe stick your attack line 1 or 2. And if I were advising, when we are going to Libya, let him play a low block, 3-5-2 as well. You play 3 from the back and let's play 5 in the middle. Make our midfield more compact.
Wait first. We should play 3 defenders, or we should play low block as far we should sit back.
No. What I mean by low block, we should just play our 3 at the back. 3 at the back, and what our midfield is compact. We are good.
Yes.
Our midfield is compact. So that I say 3-5-2. But our midfield can be compact in Libya. We will be better off. And I will be sincere with you. Boniface and Lukman, that combination should take us a long time for it to work. Boniface cannot be a lone striker. If you look at Bayern Leverkusen, they play more of inverted winger. So you allow Boniface to roam a lot in that front space. But here, we don't have inverted wingers. So just for me, the game was a good one. The boys really tried. They put in their best. It was a good one, and we appreciate them for what they've done. At least 30 points is sacrosanct, and they got the 30 points, which is the major thing. They got the 30 points. Even though if they got it through, we were through anyhow, but we got the 30 points, in which we are happy with them. But Eguafon need to take up his thinking cap, his technical ability, his tactics are so predictable. He needs to now put on his thinking cap. Sincerely, he needs to put on his thinking cap. He needs to do better. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you very much, Titi Dele. Nice to hear from you. Okay. I'll go to Ola Lucas. I don't know. It looks like you're inside airport or somewhere. We can't hear you.
Oh God, boy, Joe.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah. I'm flying to Nigeria today.
Okay.
yeah. Good match. Every Nigeria be coach. Like we like to complain. They do well, we complain. They don't do well, we complain. Like I don't know what we really want from these guys, man. For me, it's not. I've seen worse Eagles, so I'm not gonna complain about this because at least we got the result. There are days where we did everything and we end up losing or we get draw. So, but I just feel like this should be like a step towards unifying the team, preparing for like next year's World Cup games. we can still improve. The brain of the team has been like a midfield carrying footballer, or a football carrying midfielder rather. So that's who we are missing, and that has been our bane. Today, like the defenders, they don't really have much to do. The balls aren't coming in because if you look at it, if Ademola had played a little bit closer to Boniface, it would have been easier. But then we have someone that is going to be squaring the ball, and Boniface is always outside. That's our number one problem. But all this said and done, me, I'm not a fan of Iguavan because it's good like this because we score or they no scores. The day they will score us, that's when you will see. Because right
Yes.
now everything seems Oga no get respond. If they knock and first Apako, they get respond. But all well and good. We are topping the group. The boys, they did good, and I'll just give kudos to them. Shout out to everyone. I saw you guys online. I just say make a come.
All right.
And there are some old footballers here that they couldn't play football because what they are accusing all these guys of is what they did during their own days. So they know how it is. Like if someone could tear their ACL standing,
Come on, here, Jerry.
bye bye. I just the talk. I don't mention
I
anybody
love
name,
John.
but
All
they
right.
know.
Thank you, Olalekan. Thank you. Okay, so yes, I think those are all the callers. I don't think we have any other requests to join, or I don't even think it's letting me see the request anymore. So that's where we're going to call it an evening. Thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you, Jerry.
Debatu.
I love you.
Thank you very
I'll
much,
spend your
TTT
money.
Dele.
I'm asking later.
Yeah, if you guys want to watch, Ivory Coast against Sierra Leone, you can check it out on YouTube as well. South Africa won today, of course. Benin Republic won their game against Rwanda 3-0, but we're still topping the group thanks to the late goal by Fisayo Dele-Bashiru. Unfortunately, it's not letting me see the request anymore. I'm sorry about that. I would have brought you on. But yes, 3 points on the board, top of the group. If we win our next game and Rwanda win, we will qualify. If we win our next game and Benin Republic win, if we win our next game and Benin Republic win, we will qualify. If we win our next game and Rwanda should win, we just need to win the one that's coming up after that. But a win in Benghazi on Tuesday will all but see us through to the tournament, and I'm hoping that does happen. But it was a good game today. I just wanted by saying I understand people that are criticizing it will be in a sense, but Nigerians, we have this selective memory, or we only judge players based on 1-2 matches in recent times. The same was Simon that is getting a lot of praise today. I remember when Moses Simon, people used to criticize him in 2021, and I'll come and I'll defend him a little bit. They accused me of being on Simon's payroll then as well. I remember now that Simon, because he did an assist, is doing well, he gets praise. Same way, I remember when people used to praise Iwobi, then since the AFCON, when Iwobi was playing an unnatural position, and people felt like he wasn't influencing the game too much, since then it has been, oh, Iwobi this, Iwobi this, Iwobi that. Don't get me wrong, Iwobi did miss chances today, but again, if you only judge based on did he score or did he not score, that's a very simplistic way of looking at things. I thought Iwobi had an overall decent, good game. Of course, I want him to score. I want him to take those chances. I will knock some points from him for missing a chance or two, but we cannot just judge simply based on, oh, did he score or did he not score? That's what I will say. Again, I like Fisayo Dele-Bashiru. If you watch the podcast every Tuesday, I've spoken about how I've invested stocks into Fisayo Dele-Bashiru. So I want him to do well. I want him to succeed. I want him to play as often as possible. But I wouldn't just say, oh, because he scored a goal today, whereby he didn't really have to do too much, that all of a sudden it means that he must start every game. The coach just needs to find that right balance, find the right solutions for the team. Like I said as well, I think today was not a good game for Victor Boniface. hardly got involved. I think he only had 20 touches of the ball in the entire game. When he tried to dribble past players, he lost possession. Probably, like I said, in my opinion, probably the worst game he has played for Nigeria. Even in the other games that people criticized him, I thought he had decent matches against Rwanda, against Benin. But today wasn't his day at all. I will say that. I'll give kudos once again to Wilfred Ndidi. Good performance by the veteran midfielder. Good performance by Moses Simon for sure. Good performance by Ademola Lookman. I thought Nwabali in goal was decent. One or two shaky moments, but he didn't even have to make a single save in the game. I thought the defenders were very good. Once again, I give kudos to Bruno Oyemechi from that left-hand side. Good crosses into the box, created decent opportunities, created half chances as well. The centre backs didn't really have too much to do. Olaino didn't have too much to do. We put the pressure on Libya, so they had to sit back for a lot of the time. In Benghazi, they will probably have to come out a lot more. They'll probably have to come out a lot more because they need the points. Drawing against us in Benghazi does them absolutely no favors. They need to win if they really want to qualify for this tournament. So maybe more goals when we play away. Again, African referees, I don't want to be criticizing you guys, but bruv, that goal that you disallowed, that Lookman goal, what was the linesman seeing? I cannot understand. What was the linesman seeing? Clearly a goal. Clearly a goal. He was so onside. It wasn't even a tight call. It wasn't even a tight decision. Just clearly a goal. Somebody said you and Smith way like Awoni because now your friend. You know, no one talk through. What do you want to say about Awoni today? How many minutes did he play? What am I supposed to say about Awoni? I don't know why that comment distracted me or why I let it distract me. But only God knows what that linesman was doing today. Clearly a goal. Clearly a goal. And then yeah, good goal by Fisayo Dele-Bashiru, good cross by Simon. Hopefully we can get another 3 points on Tuesday. But yeah, I think that's what we call it tonight. Somebody said, as you said, I beg when I actually defend me. I defend players when I think people are making bad conclusions or bad judgments. I've defended Boniface, I've defended Osime, I've defended Oshwala, I've defended, I don't speak based on emotion. Boniface that I'm saying had a bad game today is my friend as well. I didn't come and lie to you that Boniface was excellent. Somebody said Awoni has never impressed me in Super Eagles jersey. I disagree with that. I think he has had good games. The boy has played. Now today will make it 9 matches for the Super Eagles. He has scored 2 goals. 9 matches where most of the 9 matches is coming on for 15, 20 minutes. I don't know. Maybe you guys expect him to come on and score in every game. Fine. If that's your standard, I understand. But I don't think that I'm going to say a player has been doing badly or a player doesn't do well for us if he's getting 15 minutes here and there and he has 2 goals in 9 matches, playing 40 minutes per match average. I don't know. But at the end of the day, everybody entitled their opinion, man. I'm not, I just find it a bit sad that a lot of people cannot speak their mind without accusing other people of bias and things like that. But whatever the case may be, I'll give kudos to the team, man. I'll give kudos to the team. How many points do we have on the table now? 2 wins and a draw makes for 7 points. 2 wins and a draw makes for 7 points with a +4 goal difference. So hopefully we can get that to 10. And like I said, if we win and Benin win, we'll qualify for sure. If we win and Rwanda win, we'll need one more draw or win. But I don't want to get ahead of myself, but AFCON qualification should never be something that is difficult for the Super Eagles. AFCON competition should never be something that is difficult for the Super Eagles. We need to be winning these games much more convincingly. I said it after the Rwanda game. We cannot keep on saying, "Oh, the opponents played well. The opponents played well. The opponents defended." We need to find ways to win these matches. We need to find ways to win these matches. We need to win more convincingly. We need to be able to beat teams that we should be beating. But today was a good one. Positive results. We look forward to Tuesday. Thank you very much, everyone that called in. Thank you to all the guests. Thank you for all the comments. Until next time, my name is Ayoti. This is Eagle Striker of Nigerian football. Bye bye, guys.